Alright, what's up guys? I'm Lydia. Welcome back to my YouTube. If you're new here, hi, hello. If you're not, welcome back. I am back on here because we have a new navigation launch this Saturday, November 1st at 7 a.m. PST and 10 a.m. EST. As always, if this video is helpful, you can use code Lydia at checkout. It will save you 10%. It will also show the brand that I helped you, you found my stuff informative, and that creates a better relationship between us. So I will also be doing a private giveaway like I usually do, a $100 navigation gift card. If you do use my code at launch, make sure you send me a screenshot of your order to my DM on Instagram at Lydia Duisberg, and I will enter you into that automatically. And I also want to thank you personally. So I always love getting tagged in your stories and seeing what you've purchased. It always makes me really happy, so you can do that. All right, so a few things before we get into it. One, I feel like everybody was like, what happened to navigation? So I just want to address it because I did talk to some people in my DMs about it. They wanted to create a better customer experience and more well-curated launches, because I think before it was like they were launching every few months and they were just these massive launches, which one, financially isn't the funnest, and two, it was kind of just like they were cohesive, but then there were like kind of random pieces thrown in. So they want them to be a lot more cohesive, a little more special, like more like capsules and like little like edits. And then there'll be more monthly launches and restocks. Do with that what you will. Anyway, so we are here for the coastal edits, which I'm so excited. Like I said, it's been way too long. But yes, there will be more frequent launches going forward. They did not fall off the face of the earth. They just had to design, order the pieces, and just have that stock so that they could move forward at a faster rate for the launches for you guys. So hopefully it will be a little easier on you and you guys get these like really well curated collections. So I also waited until the very last minute to see if some of the pieces that I ordered would arrive in time for this try on, but not everything came. That's okay. I still feel like I can give you a really good review without getting my hands on some things. I think there's only two that I really, it's a guessing game, but I can assume by the material and kind of the overall fit and sizing of the other pieces, I feel like I can guide you. We also just got our catalog. It's a little different this time. They kind of did like a nice layout of like everything that's coming rather than the big book, which I think is a lot clearer. So I've got that on my iPad because I don't have a physical copy, but we can go through that to make sure we cover everything. Let's finally get into it. So in terms of sizing, nothing has really changed. I'm about 128, 130 pounds. My bust is a 32C, my waist is a 26, and then my glutes are about 40 inches, and I am 5'2". So I feel like I've said this in the past. It kind of also made me have to like figure out my sizing for this collection. It might not be your issue. I would say I'm on the broader side, but I'm also like shorter, so I'm petite and quite compact. So sometimes I opt for extra small just because I'm like a smaller person. Small sometimes can be a little more overwhelming. That said, in this collection, what we'll find when we go through the pieces, I actually did size up to a small, and I say size up because I usually wear extra small in navigation. So we'll get into that piece by piece, because the big question in the room too is there's going to be a lot of like Honor Active comparisons to these navigation pieces. I wear a small in almost every single Honor Active piece except for soft motion bottoms. Just the straight legs and the flares I size down to an extra small, and shorts sometimes. I kind of have both depending on if I want to be comfy or not. And in this collection, I did not size down. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we have kind of three major colorways in terms of like the athleisure activewear launching this launch. So we have Nautical, which is a beautiful darker blue. I'll show you when we get to it. We have Seaside, which is a really pretty lighter blue. And then we have Dune, which is kind of almost like a teddy bear brown. And then for the lounge, we have the washed charcoal, which I'm wearing. And then we have Chai. So you can get the picture. And then there is actually one more color launching, but I think it's only launching in two pieces, and it's called Linen, and it's more like a off-white, you can kind of imagine. So I've got our little catalog. Woo! I've got our little catalog here to make sure we don't miss any pieces. Starting off strong, so the Aera collection, just like we have like Harmony and Edge, it's a new fabric they're doing. It's extremely buttery soft, like the softest material they've ever done, yet it still has like a decent amount of hold. It's hard to explain it until you experience it because it's super stretchy, but it doesn't have like nothing to it. I will go into like comparing soft motion versus Aera in a minute, but it is so buttery. It is so nice on the skin, and it is so comfy to be in from like the very beginning of the day till the very end of the day. You are not trying to take it off at any point. It is like a brushed second skin, and it's very versatile. I wouldn't do high impact activities in it personally, like running or like any HIIT workouts or maybe powerlifting, just because of the nature of the material, and I personally like something a little more supportive. But I do still love it for my weight training, as well as Pilates, as well as just like out and about. First up, we have the Aera straight leg pant. This is the color Nautical. So it's this really pretty blue. I did order all three colors in these pants, but sadly my darker blue ones got shipped at a later date, and I did order the Seaside color, which is this really pretty light blue. I've seen it on everyone and I'm dying that I don't have it. I actually got it in my package in the top and the bottom, but I ordered an extra small, and it turns out I ended up sizing up to a small in these pants. So I brought it back to Tampa because somebody else can have that inventory. One of you guys can get it, and they are sending me my size. So right now I have the color Dune to show you, which is that teddy bear color I kind of talked about, and we're gonna go over it. Like I said, I sized up to a small. They advised us when we were ordering, if you're in between sizes, size up. I just wanted to see what an extra small and what a small would be like, and the extra small was not gonna work. I just found, and I'll go over the details, there is like a glute kind of contouring that dips down in the back, and it didn't sit right on the extra smalls. I think it was just pulling a little bit funny, and these pants aren't meant to be like skin tight. They are meant to have like a flowiness to them. So I ended up reordering the Seaside and the Nautical in a size small, because it just worked a lot better. Now for my short girls wondering, extra small was a better length on me. Small, I was definitely stepping on the material. You might laugh. I did actually just cut them because I wanted to get content in them, and I'm going to bring them to get them properly finished. But if you are worried about like length, there definitely is an increase as you go up in size. So perhaps if you're in between sizes, size up for the fit, but also if you want a little more length, you could also size up for that as well. So getting into it, they're a cross waist, which is very flattering. I don't know what it is about these, but I usually have an issue with cross waist. I love the way it looks, but it never really stays or it rolls. On me personally, could fit different on somebody else. They don't roll, they stay. So I was extremely pleasantly surprised by that. They are definitely, I wouldn't say like a true mid-rise, but they are not a high-rise. Depending on where I place them, the top of my belly button can kind of peek out. So just keep that in mind. And then You have your logo on the back, kind of like I showed you. There is also no front seam. Taper in a little bit. I think they just really nailed the width of the waist. I feel like that's a really big reason why they don't slide down. So here is the material up close. It is a little bit like lightly brushed. It is so soft. I know I've said buttery a million times, but that's literally the only way I can just think of describing it. And then it is equally as soft on the inside as well. I gotta address the elephant in the room, so I may as well start here. I have my soft motion Honor Active pants here as well. I'm gonna do a comparison. We're gonna talk material. We're gonna talk how they work inside and outside the gym. I'm gonna premise it with, I was begging Navigation to do straight legs, so I'm so glad they did. I feel like it's so in right now and it's so flattering on all body types. I have spent a pretty penny on gathering my own collection of Honor Active straight legs. I obviously work with both brands, so I don't think there is a good or a bad one. I think that a lot of companies in the fitness community lately have been coming out with straight legs just because that's what's in. So we're gonna compare. This was one of my biggest questions in terms of the tanks and the pants. So well, let me just get them. Okay, so here are the Honor straight leg pants, and then here are the Navigation straight leg pants. So I feel like they equally tailor in at the waist, kind of very similarly. And then it's funny, so here, first impression, you can see the small Navigation straight leg and the extra small soft motion are actually the same waist. So I sometimes will buy a small in Honor, but that's only because sometimes I want them to be really comfy. However, when I see myself in photos, I feel like I look like I'm kind of swimming in them. And then just for like being in the gym and stuff, I do size down for a little bit of compression. I feel like I get a very similar amount of compression in the smalls because as buttery as they are, like I said, they do have something to them. Like they're very stretchy, but you can see, if you know what I mean, they have a little bit of a give back. Like the Honor ones are just very, like, they're stretchier, I should say. That's why I can also size down. They also have the little contour down the back that's really flattering. I haven't been able to wash these a whole lot yet. I'm hoping they'll hold up. I do know the more you wash Honor, they do lose a little bit of their initial softness. But side-by-side comparison, they are very, very similar. The only thing is I think that Navigation is a little butterier. In terms of how they are flattering, I would say they're equally as flattering. Like I said, I have dropped my own personal coin and a lot of it collecting these straight legs, and they're all, I love them. Like, I love them. But I also love these for different reasons. I find with my soft motion straight legs, maybe it's because I size down for a little extra compression, by the end of the day, I do kind of want to take them off. Specifically, and I noticed this, again, it's so niche, but I'm sure some of you girls will understand. When the material starts to gather in kind of like this crotch area throughout the day, I kind of get like a little, like, I don't want to say sore, but like, I'm just like, ugh, like I don't want that material digging there anymore. These don't do that. Like they obviously do kind of work themselves into the crevices. That is one thing about soft motion that I know a lot of girls notice, like the more you wear them, the more they work themselves up. These, you don't, like it works its way up, but it's very soft that I didn't need to take them off from, I put them on, I walked my dog, I had breakfast, I went to the gym, I went for another walk, I watched a movie and had dinner. I still didn't have that urge to like have to take them off immediately when I got home because they are that comfortable. I also, and I'm not just trying to put these up, I think in hindsight now, when I was thinking back to my workout, I don't think I pulled them up quite as much as I adjust soft motion. I love them equally. Okay, here are the Aera straight leg pants in a size small. Here is the cross waist. So again, I'm sorry, how flattering, first of all. Second of all, every time I put these on, I am reminded how soft they are. I will officially say I think they are softer than the soft motion ones in terms of like butteriness, but no front seam like we talked about. Okay, so next up, still in the same material, the same collection, we have the Aera shorts. So they're coming in the same 3 colors. I will show you really quickly. We have Nautical, and then we have Seaside and Dune. So they have the same glute detail down the back as the pants. However, they are a straight across waist. So no cross waist for the people who don't love cross waist. They are kind of like your typical pro contour short length. I don't know if they're, I feel like I've seen some people call them biker shorts. I wouldn't say they're biker shorts, but, and I was saying this to somebody else the other day, navigation shorts, just in my opinion, out of all shorts on the market, for my preference, are the perfect length. They are not too long, but they're not going to end up as underwear on you. And these are the same. So I did order them. I did not receive them, but I was very lucky enough that when I was in Tampa, Brooke let me try her extra smalls on for photos. So I can show you what they look like on me. So here they are. As you can see, they're a very decent length. I would feel very, like I did feel very comfortable walking around the city in them. And then from the back, here they are. I paired them with one of the tanks that we'll go over. So very flattering on the glutes, even though they don't have a scrunch. They're just that very luxurious buttery material. And then very flattering on the front as well. I'm wearing an extra small in this photo for reference. I think I ordered an extra small, and they fit. It does make that buttery soft material more, like way more on the compressive side though. Like I kept joking and I was like, they're great for photos and like they're great for walking around, but like if I'm gonna sit down and have a meal, I might need a bigger size. So I think my preference for these shorts, like in the pants, would be to size up to a small. Again, if in between sizes, size up. If you are very true to size in navigation, stick with it. But yeah, coming in the same 3 colors as the pants, and very, very buttery soft. And those ones are $38. So this whole collection is like, it's such a good price point. You can't go wrong with it, and all the colors mix and match so perfectly well. I'm gonna say for sheerness as well, just maybe be mindful of the light blue ones. I don't obviously have them with me, but just the nature of the color, and other brands have done that color before, and it is so hard to make a material fully squat proof unless you double line it, and then it gets too thick. So, you know, sacrifices have to be made. But I actually really liked those shorts for not having a scrunch or a contour or anything. I do actually find them quite flattering and very nice because you can wear them inside or outside the gym. You're not like putting a target on your back for everyone to be looking at you, and even though you should be able to wear whatever you want and not have it happen. But you know what I mean? If you want to be a little more subtle or go from like the gym to errands, like this collection is a very, very, very good go-to to feel confident and feel good, but also not feel like you're going to have a gazillion eyeballs on you. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the Solace mid tank. It's coming in the same 3 colors. I told you it's a very cohesive launch. You can mix and match. Everything looks great together. It pairs well together. So you have full outfits. So it's coming in Nautical, Dune, and then Seaside. So this is Nautical and Dune. And then here is Seaside. And those are going to be $35 US. So it doesn't say that it's in the Aera family, which is going to be that really buttery soft material that I think they're just going to kind of continue to add on to. I think that's a material that's going to be here to stay, but they pair so well together. I do understand why they're not the same collection, but they pair super well together. So I'm going to show them to you, and then I'm obviously going to compare it to the Soft Motion tanks. Here is the Navigation mid tank. The straps are not adjustable. It does have removable padding, and then it does have a built-in bra. The shelf bras, I'm sorry, have been an absolute game changer coming from someone who hates a real bra. But yeah, you can take the padding out if that's not your thing. They have the logo on the back, kind of to line up with the pants, because the pants have the logo on the back as well. The straps they're actually they lie flatter than the Honor ones, if I'm being really honest. Here's the stitching on the inside for those who are super detail oriented, but it does lie really flat. Funny story in terms of sizing about this particular one. This is an extra small in the color Dune, and it does actually fit me extremely well, but I had the extra small in the Seaside color as well, because I had ordered the Seaside set, and it was a lot smaller. Like, I put it on and I could have made it work for a photo, but it wasn't like my preference size, and I really wanted to make sure I had the right sizing so that I would be drawn to wear these pieces in the future. I think they're so nice, and I want my proper size. So I brought it back to Tampa as well, and I'm waiting for the small to arrive. But this Dune to me fits a little bit bigger than Seaside. So maybe keep that in mind if you are ordering like just one of the colors. If you want to be super safe, again, if in between sizes, I would size up. If you are worried about the bra being a little too tight because you have a wider rib cage, maybe size up. And because the straps aren't adjustable, you want to make sure it's the right size. Otherwise, you're not going to get enough length, and then you're going to feel like too tight this way and too tight pulling into your shoulders. So again, I don't know what's going on with the sizing, but the Dune one to me fit, and the Seaside extra small didn't. So I'm going to get Seaside sent to me in a small. But if I had to pick like just like a general size to get, I'd probably just order all the tanks in a small just to be safe. Unless you are tried and true in a certain size, you don't hear me say this so much, then just stick with it. But that is the mid tank. So mid tank, it hits you mid, which I think is super flattering paired with the pants, just because of the cross waist. It kind of hits so that you can like either pull it just below so you have nothing peeking out, or you can kind of still see the detail of the pants. So I'll show you that when I have it on. Here is the Aera material versus the Solace tank. They pair so well together. The colors are actually almost a complete, almost a match. I say that because I have a ring light, but in daylight and in photos, I fully thought they were the exact same color. But they pair perfectly well together. As you can see though, like in terms of the family, this is a little butterier, and this has just a slight sleeker finish to it. So I guess that's why they're not in the same family, but when you put them together, they feel like they're meant to be together. So I wouldn't worry about that, and I'm pretty sure they are advertised to go together. So that is the tank. Now let's compare the Honor tank. So this, I always do a small in Honor's tanks. First, I do know that they have changed the padding in the Honor tanks, which I actually like. I don't mind. I think a lot of people think that they've like chinsed out on them a little because they are a little floppier. The Navigation ones, Navigation has always had really solid padding, or a little bit stiffer. If you're not a padding girly, no problem. They're removable in both. In terms of like strap length and whatnot, I would say, okay, so Navigations has a little bit more length. And then in terms of like the back, I think that's actually what I'm noticing the biggest difference in. is the shape. So this is more, this is kind of like got that U effect, and then you've got the branding on the back. This one has a little bit of a U as well, except it is deeper. So you have a little bit more of your back showing. I actually have a leg day I posted in the full outfit on my Instagram, and when I open in the clip and I'm like this, I actually did notice that you could keep the back gains a little bit because it's just a little bit lower than the soft motion one, which I actually think is very flattering. In terms of the material, this one is more brushed, whereas like I said, this is a teensy bit sleeker. It's kind of like with the pants, like the soft motion fabric is a lot more comparable to the Aera fabric in terms of like your first touch, whereas this one is soft. It's almost brushed, but it does have that slightly slicker finish. In terms of support, I wouldn't run in it, but if I'm not running in it, I feel like I have very good support, like I'm not going anywhere. It's definitely like a light impact item. I don't think these are meant for higher impact, although I will say, haven't tried it with this, I do this with soft motion a lot. I'll remove the padding and I will put on another bra underneath, and then I will put my shirt on top. If I'm doing something more high impact and I want a little more coverage, like if I'm going for a run and I don't want to be in just a sports bra, and that actually gives me, like, you know, obviously double support. So if you did want to wear it for a higher impact activity, I do think that this being a little slicker would hold up very, very well. So if you wanted to up the ante on the support, you can always layer it with like a thinner, I always try to find a neckline that's similar, or like some kind of like something that comes up, because that layered look is super in. So something like, not haltery, but like, you know what I mean, just like a bra that would come up here and then the straps here, so you can have a little layered moment and get some extra support. So like I said, if you're in between sizes, I would 100% size up, but otherwise keep in mind, from my experience, Dune fits a tiny bit bigger than Seaside. Not enough that I would size down though. Okay, here is the Solace mid-tank. So super flattering with the padding. Here's the extra small on me. Here is where the straps sit. I think they're at a really good point. I think soft motion are a little further out, and sometimes they roll a little bit. But like I said, these ones lie a little bit flatter. This is a extra small. Hits me right mid. And then here it is from the back. So see what I mean? You can still see like some of your back muscles because of the dip down in it. Yeah, really just stretchy, comfy, versatile. I even tend to wear these kind of tops just with like sweats. So you have something like form-fitting with your sweats, or even with jeans. Like I almost prefer them to a regular tank top nowadays because I love the built-in bra. Okay, so since we're talking about the Solace family from the Solace mid-tank, talk about the Solace Baby Tee, which is right here. I ordered it in the linen color, which is this one. It's also coming in Nautical, which I think by now we know is a darker blue. I have the blue to show you. It's like this. It's stunning. That is what Nautical looks like in person. So it's obviously a mid-tank. I think it's got like some paneling details that obviously like don't show right down the sides here and here. They don't really show, but they are kind of like, it's not paneling, but it's just their little like tucks. They're tucks to bring your waist in, and obviously mid-tank. And I believe it is the same as, from what I've heard from other athletes, this material. So it's not a cotton. It is the same kind of like this like slicker Solace material that I've just talked about. Talked your ear off for the tanks. It is that material. I think it provides a very, very light amount of compression. I would assume them armpits are going to show. It's the nature of these kind of tops. Soft Motion did long sleeves. It shows. They're mellow soft. It shows. It's like, it's the nature of these tops. So if you are a sweaty girl and you're worried about that, maybe that's something to steer away from. But if you want a little thing to throw on for some coverage to get to the gym and then take off, or to put on when you're done, I love a good baby tee. And I love a good baby tee that matches my fit. I just feel like I have my life together when my outfit goes. I can't be the only one. Okay, so I want to talk about the Ease bra next. It's coming in Nautical and Seaside. This is sadly an item I ordered and it hasn't come yet. It's on its way. I will obviously show it to you guys on my Instagram when it comes. But here it is. It is a more minimal bra. I can show you the back of it as well. It's coming, I think I said Seaside and Nautical. It's $35. I have a feeling it's going to be Aera Solace E material, obviously, to match the bottoms that are launching. But here it is on the back. They just posted these. So it's a very simple Pilates girl, good in the gym, shorter line bra. I'm also thinking it's going to be on the less supportive side. But here she is in Seaside, just trying to give you guys an idea because I think it's a super cute bra. I just don't have it to show you. But yeah, here it is. I'm sorry, that is the cutest vibe. I feel like this vibe is so popular nowadays. Inside to outside the gym, like things that can be translated. Athleisure. Athleisure's always been in, but that is the Ease bra. Okay, so next up we're going to talk about a collection that I don't think we're strangers to. It's the Harmony Ribbed collection. A lot of people love this collection. I do too. I just, you know, I had to pick a certain amount of items and I wanted to try all the new stuff. So it didn't make it on the list, but I do love it. It originally launched last November for Neutrals November, and it has launched since. So if you would like to take a look and see what it looks like on me, you can go back and look at some of my previous videos. I am an extra small in the Harmony Ribbed collection. It is very stretchy. It is obviously ribbed. I have leggings and shorts to show you so you get an idea, but it is coming in Seaside. The pants are coming in Seaside. They're going to be $48, and Dune. So, you know, no stranger. I don't think we're strangers to these colors anymore. And then the shorts are coming in Seaside and Dune as well. And I believe they're restocking in black. So there are matching bras for these shorts as well. I will show them to you in a second. But this is a older color. But just so you get an idea of some of the details, here is the material. It is ribbed. It is so stretchy. I find it nicer for like these, at least the pants. The shorts are great for all year round. But the inside of it feels not too hot, but you definitely feel a little more insulated. So I don't tend to gravitate towards my flares in the warmer months. I wear the shorts and then I gravitate back to these in the cooler months. But they are so cute to dress up and to dress down and so flattering on the glutes. They have a dip down detail to contour the glutes in the back. They have this really nice higher quality rubber logo on them, and so do the bras. And then the front dips down a little bit as well. In my opinion, the flared pants are a tiny bit of a higher rise than the shorts. I think the shorts are a little more mid-rise. So if you're thinking about the rises and that's a deal breaker for you, keep that in mind. Otherwise, they do flare out like so. And I find that they can be manipulated in terms of length. So I am obviously short. And when I put them on, I just kind of like maneuver them so that they're at the right length. But I also think that they're easy to stretch out. Granted, if you are like 5'9" or 5'10", they might be a bit short on you, especially if you're getting a small, bigger size, bigger length, but you do still want to get your size. I know that they are working on it. They came out with the iconic flares in a tall version last launch, and I do know that they have more in the works for offering different lengths coming up. But for now, just so you know, that is kind of the length situation. Anyway, they are so comfy. They are so stretchy, and I love them as well. It's the common theme for inside and outside the gym. maybe if you're like a power lifter or a deadlifter, they're not gonna be your first gym choice. But if you are just strength training or going to Pilates, love, love, love. And them with either just like a tank or the matching bra and like a hoodie on top is the cutest outside of the gym outfit as well. So those are the pants. You know the colors they're coming in. And then quickly just to show you the shorts, here they are. So as you can already see, the waistband is a lot shorter, so more mid-rise. Sorry, these have been folded in my drawer, so they're a little bit crinkled, even though they're folded. And then you have the same dip down in the back and the navigation logo. Now, the length of these, to me, when you end up wearing them, ends up wearing a little bit shorter than a pro or contour short. Again, super, super stretchy. I was so pleasantly surprised by how flattering these are. I have them, they were a new item, the short, in the last launch, so if you want to see them on, you can go see them on. But I think the new colors they're coming in are so pretty too. They are such a go-to for me for like Pilates. They're just really comfy. And then in terms of squat proofness for the Harmony ribbed items, I would say Dune, you're probably surefire that it's going to be pretty safe, just because the color that I had originally showed you is in the same kind of like family of colors, and they're pretty squat proof. For Seaside, I think it's just constantly going to be they're not going to be sheer, but they might be a little not squat proof, just because I'm trying to think back to when the baby pink launched, and those were just a little bit on the iffy side in terms of squat proofness. But do not sleep on Harmony ribbed, because they are so flattering. I feel like a lot of the athletes didn't get it or haven't really been like super promoting it this launch, just because we have so many new other really exciting items, but they are so, so flattering and so good. Like I said, I feel like I'm so repetitive, but inside and outside of the gym. This is from last November, so it's not a color that's launching, but like, how cute. Come on, you can dress them up, dress them down. They're just a really cute all-around outfit as a set. If you're a shorter torso girly like I am, here is the Harmony ribbed short on. Like, I'm sorry, it is shockingly flattering on a shorter torso with the rise, and they are so comfy, like comfy and flattering. So Harmony ribbed is a really, really good collection, not to be slept on. And then staying in the family just a little bit longer, here is the Harmony ribbed bra. So it is a kind of pretty, like little, almost square neckline. It dips down in the back a little bit. I have a photo here to show you for reference. It's the ribbed material. It's got the beautiful rubber logo on it as well. It's not a short line bra, it's not a long line bra. It's kind of just has a little bit more length if you prefer something to kind of go over your rib cage. And then here is the back. It's kind of like a little open square scoop. So I would say that one is also, I would say, light to medium coverage. Harmony is a very stretchy material, but because the straps have just a little more to them, you do just get a tiny bit extra support. That's coming from a small chested girl. But okay, final collection in terms of activewear before we go kind of into the lounge. It's the Edge collection, which was brand new last launch. I think we had it in matcha and black. I actually did not order the leggings or shorts because I wasn't crazy about it, if I'm being really honest. But I wore it for the shoot and it fully changed my opinion. And then talking to Ashley, they did make some adjustments to the leggings. So the contouring on it, they've actually put it in a more natural position. I think before it was too high and it kind of gave you like a it cut into your butt a little bit, and I don't know what it is because they didn't change the material. I think it's just the dye on the Nautical and the Dune this launch, but they're actually softer and stretchier, and personally for me I like it better because I found them a little bit on the stiff side for a stretchy legging. So I liked them so much I requested them because I really like them. So they're coming in Dune and Nautical, so the dark blue and that teddy bear color, in leggings and in shorts as well. So I have them in the matcha from last launch to be able to show them to you with the details, but here's me. They do provide you a very nice lift. They do have kind of like an under shaping effect that is quite subtle. It's not like some of these leggings nowadays that are like, boom, we're lifting your butt. It's very subtle. It's very, very comfortable. There is no scrunch. There's no front seam. This is all of us wearing it, so you can see Nautical and Dune. I put it on my Instagram. I feel like this is not a new photo to you guys. Gigi's wearing the shorts. I have seen some of the athletes say that they can run a tiny bit sheer, so if you're in between sizes, maybe size up. I actually sized down for the shoot because I thought it was more flattering, but I did not squat in them. So keep that in mind. Keeping in mind that sometimes I go a size large just because of how small I am. I would say stay true to size unless you feel like you want a little less sheerness, because you're just stretching the material even more, and they have gotten a little bit less stiff since last launch. So the shorts are going to be $30 and the leggings are going to be $48. And then I will show you the detailing on the matcha, but I swear they have gotten a little bit softer, and like I said, I love it. I feel like they don't unibum as much because the material is more flexible to go into the right crevices. But on the back, they do have the navigation kind of in the material, which is very cool. They are more mid-rise, so again, shorter torso girlies unite. And then they do have a quad sweep detailing down the front here, which is really, really flattering. And like I said, it's quite subtle, which I love. And then you can see the under bum shaping right there. So again, they've made some tweaks to them, and I loved them so much that I did actually order them. So I would say edge has improved, and don't sleep on it. This is one of the items this launch that I would say, like, if you are not into the athleisure vibe, obviously it's the only like legging we're getting, and it is fantastic. So if you want truly like a gym outfit, Edge collection is going to be your girl. Continuing in the Edge family, we have the Edge bra, which easily became, I love the halters so much, but you don't always want a halter around your neck. So the Edge bra became my #1 navigation bra as of last launch, and it still is. So we have it coming in Nautical and Dune to match the leggings. It is a shorter line bra. I wear an extra small in it. So it's got adjustable straps, it's got removable padding, it is quite stretchy and very soft, very, very comfortable to wear the entire day. So flattering on. And then it does have down the front kind of just like a little detail. It's nothing that's like insane in like on top of the material. It's just kind of in the material just to give the bra a little something. It's a V-neck. I would say it's minimal support. I've seen some girls sprinting in it. I don't think I would. It's minimal support, but it is so flattering, and then it is just very simple in the back. And then here's the Edge bra. So very, very flattering if you have a slightly smaller chest. I don't think that this I can't tell if this is just rolled up material made into a seam or an actual elastic, but when I lift my arms, like, I'm not getting under boob, which is awesome. I also don't get a lot of side boob, which I love. And then here it is from the back. Super simple. This color is so beautiful. I actually wish I had more pieces to show you in this color. I did order more. I'm just waiting for them, but this is the bra for me for navigation. I also want to add, sometimes when a neckline is kind of like this like UV shape. The girls can like, but I feel like this one does like the perfect inward kind of lift, so you don't look like you're going in different directions. You look like you got like something going on. All right, we are jumping into the lounge collection, and if you have followed Navigation since the very beginning, they used to do joggers and hoodies, and we haven't had that for years, but it is so good. So I am so let me tell you, I am such a fan of the washed lounge collection. We have 2 colors launching. This is charcoal, and then there's also chai, which is this really pretty, it's kind of like if you poured a lot of milk into a chai latte, I would say. And they've got these like just very subtle details. It says Navigation, and then I think it says like 2018. Yeah, 2018 on it, and then the back is plain, so not too much branding, which I really like. Lounge straight pants. They have shorts, which are a really good length, and then they have these zip hoodies launching. So I got the charcoal pants. Here's charcoal, and here is chai in the pants, and then I got chai shorts. I really want to get the chai pants too, actually. Here are the chai and charcoal shorts, and then the hoodies are right here. So in terms of pricing, the hoodies are $55, the pants are $52, and the shorts are $38. Let's start with the hoodie because it's what I'm wearing. Hood, check. We love a big hood. It does have adjustable kind of like drawstrings if you want that. The zippers are just tone on tone. So the chai is this color, charcoal is this color. The interior is not like your typical fleece sweatsuit. So it's more like, me comparing to Honor so much today. It's more like raw lounge. I really appreciate, because in the winter or in the summer, my ick is like sweat against fleece. Like I can't do it. So I love this material because it doesn't feel gross to sweat against. So it's really good for layering. It's really good if you live in a hotter climate. I live in a place where winter is hitting and they're still pretty warm. So they're 100% cotton, which we love an all natural material. It's not too hot. Here's the interior. To me, it's like the perfect, it's not like so flimsy that I would call it lightweight. I think it's kind of like light to mid. I really love the the stitching and stuff. I think they're just super well done. There are pockets on both sides, and I like the cut of it. So here is the hoodie. It hits like at a longer length. As you can see, it's a little more of like a boxier fit. It's not slim. Nice pockets as well. Very plain, like I showed you. It has minimal branding. It just has the navigation, and I think this is like 2018 here. Drawstrings, the tonal zipper, 100% cotton, not too hot, and a perfect size hood. Here it is from the back. So this is a size small. Oops. I probably could have also done extra small, but I don't like a small hoodie. But I definitely could have done extra small, like I have a decent amount of room. But I also saw Brooke, I think she was wearing like a medium or a large, and she's not like a big person, and it was a vibe. So because of the nature of them, because they're not like really stiff, like they're quite airy, you can kind of get away with like sizing up how you want, or like doing an extra small, which would be my true to size. I did size up. Okay, so here is the chai wash lounge zip hoodie in a size small. So perfect length in terms of the sleeves. It is also cuffed like this. I forgot to show you the detail. And then zipped up. It hits kind of at like a longer point with the shorts. Here it is from the back. But yeah, super nice to work out in because you won't overheat, and then also just like so comfy to hang out in. I think they've nailed the like boxy fit without looking dumpy. Okay, so next up we're gonna go over the shorts. So to me, the shorts are a very perfect length. They are not shorts, your cheeks aren't gonna be hanging out, and you also don't look dumpy because they're too long. They're a very tasteful length. I will also say the shorts and the joggers are both kind of like a high rise. You could wear them more mid if you wanted, but I think naturally they are a high rise. So they have a nice thick waistband. Again, the drawstrings to match the hoodie, 100% cotton. They have pockets on both sides. And they have your little minimal navigation branding right here again. So super subtle. It's not like it's black or anything. It's just done in like a taupey color, and on the charcoal it's like tone on tone. But these are coming in both colors. Here they are from the back. I think like they're the most perfect relaxed fit. Again, I sized up to a small in these. I feel like medium might start to get a little bit dumpy on me because I can't do oversized very well just because of my frame. But I definitely would not size down in these. Okay, so here are the lounge shorts on. So as you can see, they're not tight. In my opinion, like I said, kind of perfectly oversized. Here they are from the side. So you still have like a really nice shape and they fit really well in the waist, but they're not dumpy, yet you still have a good amount of area in the glutes, which is really, really nice. Here they are. Again, like I said, bum cheeks are not hanging out, which we love. So not only, in my opinion, have I really been loving these for like lounging. In the summer, I was actually wearing these on top of my bikinis and bathing suits to like go to the beach or go to the ocean, just because they're so easy, and I personally cannot stand wet denim. So something like this just to throw on with your bikini is really, really great. I know it's not that season, but some people live in a hot climate. So just keep that in mind too. Like if I like something like this and I see it, even if it's maybe not the right season, I'll still put it in my closet for like next summer. If it's like a color I really, really like. So this is the chai color all together. And then I've paired it with the Dune. So all very cohesive, all looks really, really, really nice together. Okay, and then here are the joggers. I've been wearing them, so same waistband, same drawstrings as the short, same little navigation detailing right there. My booty stretched them out a little bit. They do give a little bit. These are a size small. I, with my backside, would not be an extra small, just like I told you in the shorts. This is where it gets a little funny. The length. So I am 5'2". I think Ashley's 5'3". Extra small and small are perfect on us. I know that another athlete who's 5'5" got a small, and she had to switch them for a medium to get extra length. So I don't know how tall girl friendly they will be if you are 5'6" and up, even 5'5". Again, I know they're working on the length thing for the future, but just be mindful of that. So if you're short, yay, we have something that fits us. And if you are tall, either size up according to how much more length you think you'll need, if you like the super oversized look, or maybe the bottoms aren't for you, which is super sad. But I personally, being a short person, love them. And then I'm just noticing a little detail to share as well. They kind of have this like sewn yet like undone vibe on the bottom of the pants, and they have the same kind of vibe on the shorts as well. And then here are the joggers now in charcoal. So same waistband, which I love a thicker waistband. I think it's more flattering than like those really skinny ones that a lot of brands are doing right now. Pockets. kind of, here's like the rise on me. That was weird, but just so you know. Again, flattering in the waist, enough room in the glutes. I don't look really dumpy. Like, it's still giving me some shape, which I personally really love because I can look homeless really fast in an oversized sweatsuit. And then the right length on me. So keep in mind what I have said in terms of length for the taller girls. But if you are kind of more average or on the shorter side, you will really appreciate the tailoring. And then here is the charcoal all together. So I wore this on the plane back home from Tampa. Another reason why I love these kind of sweatsuits is when you are moving around a lot, or in situations like you're going in and outside of stores or in and outside the car, running around the airport, like I personally don't want something very fuzzy and too hot on the inside because I'll overheat. And again, I don't like to sweat in that material. So this material is just a lot lighter, and then it doesn't feel gross when it's like on your skin and you're hot. So I never really talk about like washing stuff in my review, but with this material and any activewear I actually own, I always cold wash and hang dry, just because it is so buttery soft, and that like brushed material, you want to avoid it pilling as much as possible. Not that it's going to, but putting it in the dryer or like a warm or a hot cycle is not going to be really great for the fabric. So that's just actually general care for your workout clothes. And then I think for like the washed lounge, which is all 100% cotton, do keep in mind if you put it in the dryer, it probably will shrink a little bit. So again, if you are worried about that, maybe size up. I personally don't think I would want my pants shorter, so I'll probably be cold washing them, hang drying them, and then just to get the stiffness out, I'll put them in the dryer for like 5 minutes when they're almost dry. But just be mindful of things shrinking because they are 100% cotton. All right, that is everything launching. As you can see, it was a much more well curated kind of collection that just, it feels very cohesive. The colors all have like a little bit of a theme to them. They all work really well together, and the pieces mix and match really well as well. So you can look forward to a lot more of that from Navigation going forward, as well as more frequent launches. But if you've stayed this far, thank you so much for watching my video. And if you found it helpful, don't forget you can use code Lydia at checkout to save money on your order and support me. And then send me a screenshot of your DM to be entered into my private giveaway as well. But otherwise, the launch is this Saturday, November 1st at 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. EST, so set those alarms and tag me in your purchases. Like, I want to see what you get. It always makes me so happy, and if you choose to support me, I am obviously so grateful. It really means a lot. I feel like I always say that, but it really does. So other than that, I will see you next time.